Morning. Today I'm going for the same Sale of Goods Act and with some important topics that we will come across. What are the important topics that we will come across? First one is classification of goods. How the goods are classified. In what way we can classify the goods. Generally, we will classify the goods into two types, namely general goods and future goods, or in other words, existing goods or future goods. So, what are existing goods? Existing goods are those goods which are present by that movement. That type of goods we'll call them as existing goods. And future goods. Tomorrow, what type of goods they are going to come? What type of goods we are going to get tomorrow? Those are nothing but the future goods. So there is a lot of difference between existing goods and future goods. Okay. For example, existing goods, whatever we can see with our naked eye, whatever they are available, okay, to serve our purpose, we'll call them as existing goods. And future goods, what is going to what is tomorrow's goods? What they are, in what way the innovations and the inventions that are going to come across, and what are the things that we are going to get. So those are nothing but the future goods that will come across. These are the goods, few existing goods. These are the goods which are owned and possessed by the seller at the time of sale. Whatever it may be, the goods that are available with the seller, those goods we'll call them as existing goods. They may be specific goods, ascertained goods, and unascertained goods. Specific goods, specific commodities. Ascertained goods, the value of the goods were the value of the goods were taken into account. We have taken the values, we have valued the goods. So those are nothing but the ascertained goods. Unascertained goods, those goods for which the value is to be ascertained. We didn't ascertain. We are going to ascertain the value of the goods. Up to that extent, up to that period of time, we'll call them as unascertained goods. Now, coming to specific goods. What are they? Specifically, we'll mention these goods which are identified and agreed upon at the time of sale. When we are going to purchase, okay, when we are going to purchase or when the seller wants to sell the goods, specified goods. So those things only we will come across specified goods. Sir, can you give me an example? Can you give us an example? Yes. Okay, the person intend take for example soaps. The seller, he will keep different types of soaps, and according to the whims and fancies of the purchaser or purchasing people, okay, he will give concentration on this. Okay, suppose one customer, if he comes and if he asks, I want to take Mysore sandal soap. If the seller, if he is not having, then automatically the seller is going to lose one customer. So what he will do is, okay, specifically he will keep some quantity of goods, 1 or 2 pieces he will keep. Okay, because you don't know who will come and who will ask what. That's why he will keep. So specific goods, specifically you will mention that, and those people, they will take that having, they'll take and they'll give that. Suppose if they are not having, they'll convey that, sir, we are not having at present and we are going to bring it tomorrow, and if you come tomorrow, we are going to provide that. If the customer, if he is okay, obedient, okay, good. So tomorrow I'm going to come and tomorrow you please make it arranged. So the seller, what he will do is he will rush up to the market and he will purchase those goods and he will keep them. And some people, some buyers or some purchasers, they will be of irritating mind. So when they are of irritating mind, array, what is this, man? Okay, fine, thank you. You told that there are not available to you, so we'll go somewhere else and we'll try. So like that, he will go to another shop. So when you take into account the position of the seller, he will feel something odd. Array, I'm losing a customer. I'm losing a customer. I'm losing some profit amount. Okay. So like that, the seller, he will feel something odd. So whatever it may be, the specified commodities, specified goods, you will come across that type. These goods are identified and agreed upon at the time of sale. Example, specific watch, specific dog, specific horse, etc. Okay, specific watch. I want to take into account the Rolex watch. Okay, generally people, what they will do is, they will think that, array, this Rolex watch is very costly, and if we keep, and if no one will come and ask, so unnecessary, we are blocking our money in that. So like that, the people, what they will do is, they won't give much importance. Similarly, specific dog. If you want to purchase a dog, and if you ask, I want a samurai dog, the person who wants to sell their dogs, okay, he cannot bring all the way. He'll think that ordinary people, I mean, generally ordinary, these type of, this breed of dogs, they will go for. But if one person, if you come and if you come across, and if that person asks about samurai hunting dog, from where he can bring, he's not having that. So like this, specified goods, specific watch, specified dog, and specified horse. Now ascertained goods. In existing goods only, we are going for ascertained goods. Ascertained goods are identified after the contract of sale, okay, as per the terms decided. It is important to note here that the goods are almost of exactly the same type and quality, and the buyer is to select keeping in mind the defective pieces only. Ascertained goods. So whatever it may be, okay, the ascertained goods are identified after the sale of after the contract of sale, as per the terms decided. Whatever may be the terms that are decided, according to that only, whatever it may be the goods that are available, those goods will call them as ascertained goods. So you can take, in other words, in the other sense, the value they will fix. You may ask me, sir, the seller, he will go and he will purchase the goods from the other persons. By the time they may value, yeah, they may value or they will value. But thing is, when he is bringing here, he has to take into account the transportation, he has to take into account the percentage of profit, all these things he has to include. For some commodities, MRPs, you will come across, there won't be any problem. But some commodities, you won't come across MRPs. So in that case, what he will do is, he has to write the prices. So that is the thing. So ascertained goods are identified after the contract of sales as per the terms decided. It is important to note here that the goods are almost of exactly the same type and quality, and the buyer is to select keeping in mind the defective pieces. Okay, suppose one person, for example, one person, if he comes and if he asks, I want Chakra gold tea, boss. So anyhow it is tea, but he is specifying Chakra gold tea. When the seller, when he is having that chakra gold tea, he will give that, no doubt, no problem at all. But sir, the chakra gold tea, it is not with me. And instead of that, we are having green tea. I'm having this red label tea. I'm having Gemini tea. Like that, he will tell. And when that product is not available, it is the duty of the buyer to select the same type of on same quality of. Okay, when chakra gold tea is not available, you please give, okay, 3 roses. 3 roses tea. So like that, he will take into account the same thing, that is same product and different quality, same type and quality, and the buyer is to select keeping in mind the defective pieces only. What are the defective pieces that we will come across? We have to take into account this thing only. So you should not take into account the other things. So that is nothing but ascertained goods. Unascertained goods, these are also known as generic goods. Either this or this. Either this or this. These are also known as generic goods. These are the goods which are not ascertained or identified but agreed upon only by description at the formation of a contract. Just by description only. Just by description only, these goods will be taken into account. For example, okay, generic medicines, if you take into account the generic medicines, you will ask one medicine, but that person says that, sir, just whatever you ask, it is not there, but the same combination of goods, the same combination of tablets I am having. Tell me whether you will take. No, I don't want those things. I want this thing. Then he'll say, sorry, they are not available. No, same combination, sir, nothing will happen. The main effect will be, the effect won't change. You please, why don't you try this? Okay, so like that. Okay, those type of goods are nothing but the unascertained goods. These are also known as generic goods. These are the goods which are not ascertained and are ascertained or identified, but agreed upon only by description at the formation of a contract. This is about unascertained goods. Next, future goods. Whatever it may be, the goods that we are going to get in future. Okay, we'll call that thing as future goods. When you do, for example, when you go back, okay, when you take into account the computers, PCs, personal computers we came. By that time, we don't know whether we'll come across these laptops. Okay, laptop is nothing but a future commodity when you go back. And people, they are habituated with laptops now. And what is going to come tomorrow? That is nothing but a future commodity or future goods. These are the goods which a seller does not possess at the time of contract, but are acquired after making the contract. Suppose if you go to a shop and if you ask for a commodity, okay, then when he is not having, he cannot be in a position to sell that. So what he will do is, after making the contract, then he will try for that. So that is nothing but. Next, contingent goods. These are the goods where the acquisition by the seller depends upon a contingency which may happen or which may not happen. These are nothing but contingent goods. Contingent goods are those goods which the seller, okay, may get or may not get. That's what contingent. Sometimes you will get and sometimes you won't get. So when you get, automatically you will bring them and you will sell them. Suppose if you are not having and if you don't get those things, okay, how can a seller sell the goods? So that is, these are the goods where the acquisition by the seller depends upon a contingency, okay, uncertainty, contingency, which may happen or which may not happen, which may happen or which may not happen. So their contingency play an important role. Uncertainty will play an important role. Okay, so that is the next time. Next, effect of description of goods or subject matter. When you describe, when you tell about the subject matter, okay, by that only goods can be preserved or goods can be taken into account. Goods perishing before making a contract. So perishing, spoiling, before making a contract. When we go before a contract, when goods are perished, when goods are going to be perished, when you come to know that, then the seller, he must be very careful. Goods perishing before making a contract, the contract of sales or void when the contract is made without the knowledge of seller. You see, the seller, he will bring, the seller, he will bring, and he will keep in good condition only, they will keep. But okay, the requirement of the goods, we don't know when they will come. By the time when the goods are spoiled, okay, then we can say that there is no contract. That there is no contract. For example, if you take into account coconuts, the seller, he will purchase the coconuts from some other person and he will bring them and he will keep them in good condition. But he cannot go inside the coconut and see whether it is in a good condition or whether it is in a bad condition. Whether one coconut is bad and all the other coconuts are bad, he cannot go inside and he cannot see that. He purchased the coconuts and he brought that and he kept that. Suppose a customer, if he comes and if he asks a coconut, okay, the seller, what he will do is he will give one coconut to the customer. And when the customer, when he goes and when he breaks the coconut and if it is spoiled, okay, one thing that the seller cannot expect that the coconut will spoil. So like that, when we are going for some commodities, some goods, okay, we have to see whether they are perishable or not. When they are perishable, you must go for sale of those goods, okay, in a fastest manner, or you have to preserve that in a perfect manner, in a safe manner. Example, A sold to B 700 bags of Chinese groundnut identified by marks and lay in a godown Unknowing to A, 109 bags has been stolen at the time of contract. A tends to deliver remaining 591 bags. See the peculiarity. A sold to B 700 bags. A sold to B 700 bags of Chinese groundnut identified by marks. All the marks are tallied, identified by marks, and lay in a godown. Unknowing to A, okay, without the knowledge, okay, without the knowledge, 109 bags have been stolen at the time of contract. See, out of 700, 109 bags were stolen without the knowledge of A. Without the knowledge of A. A tends to deliver remaining 591 bags. Okay, so because he cannot do anything, because 109 bags of groundnuts, they were stolen. So whatever it may be, the remaining 591 or, sorry, yeah, 591 bags, only he can deliver that. Even though we want to take 700 bags. That is nothing but goods perishing before making a contract. The sale was owed and B could not compel to take the remaining. The sale was owed and B could not compel to take the remaining. I don't want to take. The contract is also void in case of individual loss of specific goods. If only a part of goods are perished at the time of contract. So whatever it may be, the contract will become void when you come across perishable goods. But when you go for durable goods, it is not the problem. There won't be any problem and there is no problem at all because they are durable goods. What is perishable goods? 1 or 2 times only you can use them, not more than 2 times. But durable goods are not like that. You can use number of times. Okay, there the contract is not said to be void. But when you come across perishable goods, then only the contract is said to be void. Okay. Goods perish after the agreement to sell, but before the sale are made. Agreement, at the time of agreement to sell, the goods are good. But after that, and before making the actual sales, when they spoil, an agreement to sell specific goods becomes void subsequently if the goods, without any fault of the party, if they are perished or damaged. That's all. At the time of agreement of sale, they are in good condition, no doubt. But when the actual sales are made, okay, some of the goods are spoiled or damaged. Then what about the contract? The contract is said to be void. This is about this. Next, document of title to goods. This is very, very important. Document of title to goods. What type of goods we are selling, that thing, the title is very, very important. The title is very, very important. Okay, when there is no title at all, what is the use of keeping the goods and what is the use of going for sales? Okay, there should be a title. That is, whenever you come across a product or commodity or goods, there should be the people, they must be in a position to identify that. Array, this is this, this is this. And without having that name, title, okay, then it is mere waste. Because some of the goods there seems to be one and the same. Okay, when you want to observe them, okay, they are one and the same, but there should be title. That's it. The commodity's name is this thing. So the document of title to goods, whenever you are making a contract of sale, the document of title to goods is very, very important because, okay, what type of goods, what are the goods that you are sending? The other person, they must know. Okay, when the buyer and seller, when they are face to face, okay, each other, then there won't be any problem. But when you are selling and selling to a distinct buyer who is located at a far away place, then title of document of title to goods is very, very important. It is the one which enables possessor to deal with goods described in it as if he was the owner. It symbolizes the goods and confirms the right to receive the goods or to further transfer the right to another person. So whenever there is a document of title to goods, then it will be easy for identification. It is the one which enables possessor to deal with goods described in it as if he was the owner. You have to describe that the commodities are like this, in this way they are like that. Okay, as if you are the owner, you have to describe. So basing on that, the possessor, he will think and he will keep that and he will go for that. It symbolizes the goods and confirms the right to receive the goods or to further transfer the goods to another person. So whatever it may be, the description that you give, whatever it may be, the description that you give, so the person, he will have that description and he will be in a position to take the goods. And moreover, okay, it symbolizes, it will come as a symbol for him that this commodity will be in this way, in this way. Okay, so thereby he can be in a position to take, or he can be in a position to sell to some other person. That is regarding document of title to goods. Now, there are some conditions on that. When you go for this, there are, for taking this document of title to goods, you will come across some conditions. It must be used in the ordinary course of business. It must be used in the ordinary course of business. First condition. Second condition, the undertaking to deliver goods to the possessor of the document must be unconditional. There should not be any condition. Whomever they are possessing, okay, they must be in a position to deliver the goods without keeping any condition, unconditional. The possessor of document must entitle to receive the goods unconditionally. Okay, the person who is sending, who is delivering the goods and who is taking the goods, they do, both the persons, they should not keep any conditions. Unconditionally, this person, he has to deliver the goods, and unconditionally, the other party, the other person, he has to possess the goods, he has to take the goods. This is about it. Example, bill of lading, dock warrant, okay, warehouse keeper certificate, railway receipt, all these things, okay, all these things, they must be without any condition, without anything, you have to. So, delivery order, these are the various things that we'll come across. Okay, next, in the next class, we are going to take into account the price. Okay, the price, what is this price? In what way we'll come across all these things, we'll take into account.